Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have a big update on the bombers that flew down to Venezuela. We now know exactly what the plan was and how many fighter jets they linked up with, as well as other aircraft to test Venezuela's air defenses and terrify dictator Nicolas Maduro as the pressure continues to pile on the criminal Maduro regime in Caracas. So we have a ton of different moving parts that are unfolding. We're going to get into all of it. What happened with the fighter jets, what happened with the B-52, as well as some other aircraft that were spotted there. A very important person is now in the region, and it sounds like Trump might pick up the phone and give Maduro his final warning before action starts against his regime in Venezuela. Before we get into it, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Huge boost to the channel. Comment with your thoughts below. Let's get active in the comments. Let's get fired up. I love the conversations you guys are having. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Please reach out with whatever you got. And we launched 2 exclusive membership tiers for everyone. I kept them both very cheap so everyone can be involved. I didn't want to exclude anybody, but members will get exclusive live streams, exclusive comments. And if you comment on any video and you're a member, you are guaranteed to get a response, as well as some other benefits. So thank you very much for everyone who's already joined up. I look forward to growing this as we continue. Now let's get into it. So I'm going to put this up on the screen first for you all. So this was on November 24th. And all right, do we see this? So on November 24th, I'm going to put this up here for you. 3 B-52 bombers took off from North Dakota, and they were headed southbound for Venezuela through the Caribbean. 2 ultimately ended up turning back. 1 then turned off its transponder and disappeared for several hours. So these were all 3 of them. Those are the 3 planes that you are looking at. So Pappy 11 is the one that went dark, which you see right here on your screen. So I made a video and pretty much said we've got bombers in the air again. This comes the day. So on November 24th, Nicolas Maduro was officially declared the leader of a FTO. What is an FTO? A foreign terrorist organization. That means the United States has the legal authority under that designation to treat him, excuse me, got something in my throat, just like any other terrorist out there, any other terrorist leader. That means that you're no longer viewed as a head of state. You are well within the rules of engagement to be engaged, just like UBL, Baghdadi, as we've talked about before. So 2 of the bombers ended up turning around. This bomber that you see on your screen here right now, Pappy 11, went dark. Then I'm going to put this up here. At 4:41 p.m. Eastern time, Pappy 11 resurfaced on radar right off the coast of Venezuela. So it flew down through the Caribbean, just like I said it would, and it flew right up to the coast of Venezuela. However, it was not alone. So I'm going to put this on the screen for you now. This comes from Flight Radar 24. 75,000 plus people are tracking a B-52 Stratoforce with 2 F-18 Super Hornets just north of Caracas. So it flew within miles of Venezuelan airspace off the coast of Caracas. You can see it right here. And it was not alone. It had multiple fighter jets with it. So we've got another one here. This shows even more of the aircraft. So this now is the B-52, multiple F-18s, and an E-2 aircraft off the coast of Venezuela. All are operating with active mode S transponders and tracked via MLAT. So again, just an incredible amount of firepower, an incredible amount of aircraft in the air. So this is another good look at it. So this shows the Northrop Grumman E-2, the Boeing F-18s, the B-52. So multiple fighter jets, multiple of the spy or early warning planes. And then this is the best look yet. I mean, look how close. Now a total of 4 F-18 fighter jets, 4 F-18 fighter jets, multiple early warning aircraft in the air. So they flooded Venezuela with fighter jets, a B-52 bomber, early warning, recon planes, intel planes, just a massive show of force. And these are the planes that were used. So this is the F-18. This is what was used to escort the B-52. These, of course, flew from the USS Gerald Ford, the aircraft carrier in the region. And then this is the E-2 Hawkeye. So the Northrop Grumman E-2 Hawkeye is an American all-weather carrier-capable tactical airborne early warning aircraft. This twin turboprop aircraft was designed and developed during the late 1950s and early 1960s by the Grumman Aircraft Company for the U.S. Navy as a replacement for the earlier piston engine E-1 Tracer, which was becoming rapidly obsolete. So the aircraft's performance has been upgraded, where most of the changes were to radar, radio communications due to advances in electronic integrated circuits. The fourth major version of the Hawkeye, the E-2D, which first flew in 2007, the E-2 was the first aircraft specifically designed for airborne early warning, as opposed to modifications of an existing airframe, such as the Boeing E-3 Sentry. Variants of the Hawkeye have been in continuous production since the 1960s. So this is what it looks like. So you're seeing some photos of them now. Also, definitely from the USS Gerald R. Ford carrier. So this is an early warning aircraft. This allows you to soak up a lot of information. Now, this is a point I want to make. Why did we send so many fighter jets and early warning aircraft with the B-52? Well, the reason we did it is because these planes carry equipment that can soak up all of this Venezuelan air defense systems. This was much more than just a B-52 flying up to the coast of Venezuela. This was the United States Navy being able to soak up all that information, take it all in, learn where their radar positions are, learn where their SAM sites are, because these planes, when they activate air defenses, they can actually steal that information, which then can be used to build a grid of the Venezuelan, or a map probably is a better way to say it, of the Venezuelan air defense systems. That way, if you hit them, you're gonna have cruise missiles that can be launched that are gonna hit those areas first, wipe them out, and clear the way for the planes that followed. So you had B-52s, you had E-2s, you had F-18s, you had essentially what was a complete strike package that flew right up to the coast of Venezuela and terrified the hell out of dictator Nicolas Maduro. So this is about much more than just a simple show of strength. And then right here, a lot of people were paying attention to this as well. We had a helicopter from the Netherlands, from Curacao, that was just doing loops for what seemed like hours on end ahead of the bombers arrived. Sorry, the bomber. There was only one bomber that we know about for sure on flight radar tracking that made it. Now, I'm going to put this up on the screen as well. So this is the flight loop of the mysterious helicopter that belongs to the Netherlands. Of course, that is a NATO ally, and they control Curacao. So you better believe that they are definitely gathering information that is also being handed off to the U.S. Then we had this plane on November 25th. This VIP Boeing C-32A took off from Puerto Rico, bound for Trinidad and Tobago. Tons of people watching this, thousands and thousands and thousands of people tracking it live on Flight Tracker. Who is in this plane? What is the purpose? Well, we actually have an answer to that, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So, is it up there? Hold on. So, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Caine, to visit Trinidad and Tobago on November 25th. Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Caine, also known as Dan Raising Caine, will visit Trinidad and Tobago on November 25th, 2025, to meet with Prime Minister Kamala Persad Bisesar. Am I pronouncing that correctly? The visit will focus on the two nations' strong bilateral relationship, strengthening regional stability and regional unity, on the vital importance of countering illicit trafficking and transnational criminal organizations. So the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, an incredibly powerful position is now in Trinidad and Tobago. That is who was on that plane that everyone was tracking. They're like, who is on this VIP aircraft, this VIP military aircraft bound for Trinidad and Tobago? That is who it is. So again, another signal to the Venezuelans. We are sending our most powerful military official, other than the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. We are sending the chairman of the Joint Chiefs down to Trinidad and Tobago, just miles from Venezuela, to meet with the leaders of Trinidad and Tobago to show our support for the country. And of course, we also have troops in Trinidad and Tobago right now as we speak. Now, this was also reported. Let me get the date of this. This was reported, I believe, as well on November 25th. Says scoop, Trump ready. This comes from Axios. Trump ready to talk with Maduro over Venezuela drug strikes. President Trump told his advisors he's planning to speak directly with Nicolas Maduro, even as the U.S. designated the Venezuelan president Monday is the head of a terrorist organization. Administration officials tell Axios why it matters. Trump's decision is an important milestone in his gunboat diplomacy aimed at Venezuela and could be a sign that the U.S. missile strikes or direct military action in land are not imminent, this says. So again, it might be a wait and see type situation, but we don't know for sure when bombs could start falling. It says nobody's planning to go in and shoot him or snatch him at this point. I wouldn't say never, but that's not the game plan right now, according to one official familiar with the discussions. In the meantime, we are going to blow up boats shipping drugs. We are going to stop trafficking. It says at least 83 people have been killed in 21 separate missile strikes on boats allegedly carrying drugs during the U.S. military action in the Caribbean known as Operation Southern Spear. Word of Trump's interest in talking coincides with the State Department's decision Monday to label an alleged drug cartel in Venezuela as a foreign terrorist organization, which provides the U.S. more of a pretext to take military action in and around the South American nation. Also Monday, General Dan Caine, the military brains behind Southern Spear, visited Puerto Rico, where as many as 10,000 troops, sailors, and pilots are stationed. The big picture. Officially, Southern Spear is a drug interdiction force. Unofficially, it's about regime change in Caracas, which Axios first reported before Trump returned to office in January. We have covert operations, but it's not designed to kill Maduro. It's designed to stop narco trafficking. But if Maduro leaves, we would not shed a tear. Said no date has been set for the Trump-Maduro call, which is in the early planning stages. One U.S. official told Axios no one would hazard a guess as to what Trump will say to Maduro. I'll tell you what he'll say to Maduro. He's going to tell him to get the hell out or he's going to get killed. That's what he's going to say to Maduro. Or how he plans to say it. The cliche, all options on the table applies. An administration official was quoted as saying Maduro is a narco-terrorist. Always lead with that word if you want to represent the president's thinking. The diplomat tells us that Maduro is going to say, trust me, I'll have new elections in 3 years. You can come and have all the oil. I'll stop sending it to Russia. He has said many things like this over the years and has never kept his promise. So the diplomats tell us to be suspicious. All right. So that is where we are at. As of November 25th, bomber down to Venezuela, multiple F-18s swarming the airspace around Venezuela, testing Venezuela air defenses, gathering up all that information. We've got the helicopter, the mysterious helicopter in the region. We've got the early warning aircraft soaking up as much information as they can of Venezuelan air defenses. We have the chairman of the Joint Chiefs down in Trinidad and Tobago, just miles from Venezuela. And now Trump is apparently going to get on the phone with Nicolas Maduro and tell him, hey, look, pal, your time is up. You got to go. And if you don't go, we will use our military to crush you. And that's the only real option we have. It's the only real option we should consider. And it definitely sounds like that is what the president is going to do. I would be terrified if I was Nicolas Maduro. Absolutely terrified. Why? Because he knows he cannot win this fight. He knows that Venezuela against the United States military has no chance in hell of holding its own. They will get rocked and rolled like the war will be over in a matter of hours. If we decide to go with a full bombing option, cruise missiles, bombers, the whole thing, the war will be over before Maduro even knows what happened. That's the fact of the matter. That is the fact of the matter. And Maduro knows it. His general knows it. That's why, according to the reports, the vice president of Venezuela was whisked away to a bunker, to an unknown location. An 18-vehicle motorcade whisked Delcy Rodriguez away. We do not know their locations publicly, although the U.S. claims that they know where all the leaders of Venezuela and the narco regime are at any point in time and can drop a bomb on them whenever they want. So that is where we are at as of November 25th. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. What do you think of the strategy here? Do you think it's working? Do you want to see bombs fall? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Huge boost to the channel. Hit that notifications bell. All notifications turn on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. And please sign up for one of our 2 membership tiers for exclusive access, behind the scenes stuff, members only streams, members only comments. I look forward to growing this with all of you. You guys are the reason I'm able to do this. So thank you very much. I'll see you all next time.